So, you want to be able to use visual effects to achieve a live-action Yu-Gi-Oh shot? Don't worry, you came to the right place. I'll start by summoning my Lord of D in attack mode. What's going on, guys, gals, non-binary pals? It's your boy Wilberfloob, Humberfloob the Third. The Q is silent, no relation, but you can call me Dylan. And welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing something I've never done before. I'm going to be doing a VFX tutorial on how to conduct a normal summon from Yu-Gi-Oh! I already took the liberty of putting in my footage into an After Effects comp. Now we're going to go ahead and import our monster. Now, I like to look for PNGs of the monster so that they already have the backgrounds like cut out and whatnot. But for this video, I wasn't able to find a PNG. So instead we're going to have to go ahead and mask out our monster. This is a little bit time consuming. It does take a while, so I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward through all of this. Alright, so now that we have our monster masked out, go ahead and press the F key to bring up the feather settings. I'm just going to give this a light feather of 1, just to soften the edges a little bit. It's up to you if you want to feather it more or not, but that's what I'm going to do. Now we're going to add a curves effect, just to give it a little more of a holographic look. So we're going to up the blue channel just a little bit, and then we're going to lower the red channel a slight bit. Now we're going to go ahead and add a noise effect and set the amount to 10%. Now we're going to add a Venetian blinds effect. For the completion, we'll do 10%, set the direction to 90 degrees, and then set the width to 5. Then we'll set the feather, we'll do 2.5, just to give it a little more of like a TV screen look with all these lines going on. Then we're going to go ahead, go to layer, new, and create a new solid. We're going to make it white. Then we're going to make a little rectangular mask. Go to feather, feather that up to 100. Now we're going to click on our layer and press P to bring up the positions. Yours may not be separate like mine are, and if that's the case, you're going to right click and click separate dimensions. We're going to alt click the stopwatch for Y and type in the following expression: wiggle, open parenthesis, 0.5, comma, 2000, close parenthesis. And then when we click off of it, you'll notice that the mask kind of jumps around a little bit, going up and down on its own. Then we're going to duplicate that so that we got 2 lines. We're going to go ahead and select both solids and press Ctrl-Shift-C in order to pre-compose. We're going to name this scan lines. Now what you're going to do is you're going to duplicate the monster layer and move it above the scan lines, and then set the scan lines to an alpha matte so that the scan lines only appear where the monster is. We're also going to set the scan lines layer to an overlay blend mode. Now, go to layer, new, adjustment layer. Then we are going to add a turbulent displace effect. We're going to set displacement to horizontal, set the amount to 100, the size to 10, the complexity to 10. Then we're going to set a keyframe at the start with the evolution, go to the end of the shot, and then change that to 1. Now we're going to go ahead, go to layer, new, solid, trim that to fit, and we're going to just create a mask like before. Alt click the Y position and type in the expression wiggle 5, 5000, close parenthesis, click off of that. And now this layer will also move randomly up and down. Now we're going to duplicate that layer, select both, Ctrl-Shift-C to pre-compose. We're going to name this one glitch lines. And like before, we're going to take the adjustment layer and then create an alpha matte with the above layer. So now the glitch only appears where the mask would move. But now you'll notice it's also affecting the background. So to solve that, we're going to select everything and then pre-compose that. We're going to title this base hologram and press enter. So now it should only affect the monster layer. So now we're going to have the monster actually appear in the first place. What we're going to do is we're going to add a glow effect. You're going to set the threshold, radius, and intensity keyframes. You're going to make the intensity 5, the radius 25, and the threshold 0. So now we're going to go ahead 10 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to set the radius to 0. Then we're going to move ahead 5 more frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And set the threshold to 100. Now we're going to go ahead and add the scatterize effect. We're going to go to the start of the clip, set the keyframe, and set the scatter to 100. Then we're going to move 10 frames forward and set it to 0. And then we're also going to right click that second keyframe. We're going to go to keyframe assist and set it to easy ease. We're also going to click motion blur. Now we are going to add a radial blur effect. At the start of the clip, we're going to set the type to straight zoom. We're going to keyframe the amount and set it to 10. Then we're going to go forward to where the image is finished materializing, set it to 0. We're going to go ahead and duplicate this layer, shrink down all the other effects, and turn them off for now. We're going to go to Layer, Auto Trace, make sure the channel alpha and current frame are selected. Then we're going to press OK. This is going to create a mask outlining the monster. Now we're going to go to Effects, search for the effect Saber. Now this effect is a plugin. It is free though. You can find it on videocopilot.com. We're going to go ahead and go to Customize Core, Core Type. Set that to Layer Mask so that it pins itself to the mask that we've created. And now we're going to go to Mode and set it to Add. This way we got a nice glowing edge around our monster. Now go up to Preset and go ahead and look through the different options that they have. They have a wide variety of different presets that you can use. Sometimes it's going to be a little difficult to decide which one you want to use just because there are so many of them. But for this tutorial, I think I'm going to go with the fog preset. I'm going to go ahead and set this glow color to like a dark blue around there. We'll go with something like that just to match like the monster's cape. We are going to go ahead and move the saber effect above all the others before re-enabling them so that that too is affected by the glow and the scatterizing. I'm sorry guys, I messed up a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and select the 3 effects on the saber layer and do Control X to cut them. Recompose this again. Then we're gonna add the effects back on and make sure to set this to add as well. The reason we're doing that is because we're gonna be creating a mask for both of these. And because of the saber layer, it's gonna interact with that mask as well, and we don't want that. We're going to go ahead and switch from the rectangle tool to the ellipse tool. Press shift to create a perfect circle surrounding our monster. I'm going to press F to change the feather to 100, and then press M to create a keyframe, and then go ahead and go back to the start of the shot and shrink the mask down. And then we're just going to copy this mask and paste it to the bottom layer so that they both have the same mask. Now if we watch it back, you'll notice it almost looks like the particles are bursting out from the center before coming back in to create the image. Now we're just gonna duplicate the bottom layer, set the top layer to add, and then switch the bottom layer to something like darken. That way we have a little bit of an extra glow on top of the hologram. Now we're going to select the top 2 layers, and we're going to parent them to the bottom layer so that anytime we move the bottom layer, it moves all 3. We're going to set those 3 to 3D layers, and then we're just going to mess around with the scale, position, and rotation to position the monster where we want it. We're going to rotate it slightly so that it faces more towards me. We're going to actually go ahead and duplicate the original footage. We're going to cut that to fit. Now, we're going to just create a little mask underneath the monster. Feather that to 100. And now we're going to go ahead and apply a curves effect to it. Brighten this a little bit. Just give it a faint little glow from the hologram. Now we're just going to give it a slight little blue tint. Raise the blue a tiny bit, maybe even lower the red a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and find the spot where the monster finishes summoning. We're going to keyframe the curves, go back to the start, and then press reset. Now, if you look, the ground should brighten as the monster is summoned. I'll start by summoning my Lord of D in attack mode. So that's all for today's video. Next time we'll be learning how to do the monster's attack and defense stats, as well as the life point counters. So if you'd like to see that, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. And if you do follow this tutorial and use this for your videos, please show me your work. I'd love to see what you created. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.